Out of all of the crazy places we've been, there's always one constant, and that is no matter where you go, you're always going to air down and air up your tires.
It looks worse than it is, I think, really.
That looks pretty sketchy. Show Hudson on there. Or show Owen on there. It's kind of like paying taxes. If you don't pay it, life's probably gonna get a little uncomfortable. Speaking of uncomfortable, one thing that's not uncomfortable is subscribing to the channel below. We go on lots of cool off-road adventures, and we'd love to have you along on the journey. When it comes to airing up your truck, there are a lot of different options on the market, including the ARB Twin Air, the Thor's Lightning, and several different options that you can plug into the 110 volt port on your truck or SUV. But I felt like a lot of those had downsides that make them frustrating to use. It's not the end of the world, but for the ARB Twin Air, for example, the unit itself is almost $700, and you have to either know how to install it or find someone who will install it. And then on top of that, when it's already installed, you have to carry around all of the air hoses and all of the different fittings so that you can air up your truck. And for the Thor's Lightning, it's a similar situation. You have to carry around the Thor's Lightning itself, which is a big unit, as well as all of the air hoses and jumper cables. And that's where the Milwaukee M18 Inflator comes in. This is an all-in-one unit that is completely 100% self-contained. So this is the unit itself. This unit specifically uses the M18 batteries, and I'm using the XC 6.0 pack. It's this pack right here, lithium high output. And as you can see, you just slide the battery into the unit like that, and then to power it up, you hit the power button, and you're good to go. Another thing that I really love about this unit is the fact that the air hose is attached to the back. It comes with, I don't know, what is that? 3 feet of hose. And you can simply screw this on to your tire and air up. Now you're probably thinking, Chris, this is a battery powered unit. How the heck is this thing supposed to air up 37-inch tires? And I had that exact same question, and there was really not a good answer for it. We're running the 37-inch STT Pros MT tires on our Jeep Gladiator, and the largest size that I could find people using this to fill up would be 35s. So I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna take a chance and see if it'll work. So what we're gonna do now is actually air this tire down to 10 PSI, and then we're gonna see how long it takes this guy to air it up to 25 PSI, which is my street pressure. And then I know a lot of other guys will actually run 35 PSI if you have something like a KO2 or some kind of AT tire that you need to have a higher pressure. So we'll fill it up to 25 from 10, and then we'll continue going until it reaches 35, so you can see just how long it takes to fill it up with this air compressor. So there are a lot of experts out there that are always telling us and other people to air down when we're on the trail. So I thought we'd do a little experiment here while we're airing this tire down to 10 PSI to see if you can tell what pressure it's at just from the video. And to make it more realistic, we're gonna drive over a rock. My assistant decided to join me in letting the air out of the tire. Pasha, hello. Okay, now this is tire pressure A. Can you guys guess what tire pressure that is? Okay, and this is tire pressure B. Okay, so this is tire pressure letter C. Can you guess down in the comments what tire pressure that is? All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn this guy on and we're gonna fill this tire up from 10 PSI to 25 PSI, and we're gonna time how long it takes to do that. Okay, that was 3 minutes and 40 seconds. We're gonna keep going up to 35 now. All right, so that was 6.5 minutes. Now, obviously, that's a little bit of time to go to 35 PSI, but a lot of people are not running 35 PSI on their MTs on street pressure. So now let's check out what the battery life is. All right, so we only used 1 bar. I could go around here and do the rest of these tires up to 35 PSI on half of a battery, just like it is now. I've already filled air in this about 2 different times on this same battery. So The battery life is great, and if you really wanted to, you could get the larger batteries, but I always carry 2. One of the best parts about this is putting it away. You literally just wrap the cord, and you're ready to move on to the next tire, or you're ready to go ahead and pack it away. For me too, it's also great that I don't have to get all of the cables out, all of the cords, and I don't have to pop the hood every single time I have to air up. I just grab it and go. It is getting late, so I'm gonna try to pack all this stuff up before it gets super dark, but just like anything, there are a few caveats with this. You have to purchase the batteries separately. The device itself is about $150, which in my mind makes this with batteries a lot cheaper than many other options on the market. The ARB Twin Air is about $700, plus you have to get it installed if you don't know how to do it yourself. With the device and these 2 batteries, I paid about $300. So that's a huge savings, but because it is battery operated, you have to make sure that your batteries are charged. If you forget to charge your batteries and you're out on the trail, then you're gonna be SOL when it comes to being able to air up. The second caveat is that if you are filling 37-inch KO2s or AT tires and you're trying to go up to 35 PSI, it's going to take a little bit longer. But if you're running, normal street pressures on MTs like 25 PSI, which is what these tires have chalk tested to be accurate, 3.5 minutes, that's faster than the Thor's Lightning as a whole. So when you compare having to get out all of the cords and get everything organized and set up, I've actually beaten some friends who are using that same device. I don't know if it was the Thor's Lightning specifically. I don't want to be putting them down as a brand. It's a great product, but I've actually beaten them given how simple this is to take out and use. In total, you can expect to fill 4 tires to 25 PSI in about 15 minutes. And another great aspect of this is that it has a built-in PSI sensor. So when it's done filling or reaching that set point for the PSI, it's just going to turn off. And if you're not standing around talking too loud, you can hear it stop and then just go over and grab it and move it to the next tire. And I think the last great point about this device is the fact that if you've got a friend on the trail who blows a tire and they're, 2 cars behind you and nobody else has air, you're not having to rearrange where your vehicles are. Or if, let's say, they pop a bead or something like that, you're going to have to get the bead back on, but you're not having to figure out how to run air hoses all the way back to where they are or get them pulled up next to you. You can just grab the device, go and take it, help them out, and you're rocking and rolling. In my mind, it's a great value, it's a great buy, it's simple and easy to use, and it's really portable and compact. So if you guys are interested in this same Milwaukee M18 Inflator, I'm gonna leave a link down in the description so you can go check it out and see if it's right for you. If you're running 35-inch tires or 33s or anything about that size, 30s, this is the go-to. I mean, this is perfect. It would fill it up so fast, you wouldn't have to worry about anything. But for 37s, obviously anything is going to take a little bit longer. So if this video helped you out, let us know in the comments as well. We'll see you on the next one. Thanks for joining us. All right, did you guess 15.5? If you guessed 10 or 10.5 PSI, you were right. For tire pressure C, it is 24.5. Did you guess right?